Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 11.
Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 11. Likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab.
What?
All the Jews that were in Moab.
That all the Jews that were in Moab. So you had Jews that live in the land of Moab. Go on.
And among the Ammonites.
And a what?
And among the Ammonites.
And you had Jews that lived among the Ammonites. Read on.
And in Edom.
And a what?
And in Edom.
And you have Jews that lived in Esau. Now in Edom. Now let's go to jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. And said unto him, dost thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites.
So Baalis. Now, if you look through all the scriptures, Baalis is one of the first Ammonite king ever mentioned. Go on.
The king of the Ammonites have sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to slay thee.
Now, I went to that. So why did Baalis send Ishmael? Ishmael was an Israelite. He was of the royal lineage. So he sent Baalis, the king of Ammon, sent Ishmael. Now, I went to verse 11 to show you that you have Israelites living in the land of Ammon. So Baalis sent Ishmael that was living. Ishmael was one of Baalis' royal guards, or one of his knights, that he sent to who?
To Nethaniah, the son of Nethaniah, to slay thee.
Mm-hmm.
But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, believed them not.
Going up. Read it one more time.
Yes, sir. And said unto him, dost thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, have sent Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, to slay thee? But Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, believed them not.
So Gedaliah did not believe him. So you have Johanan. If you go into the history of 2 Kings 25, Johanan, he tried to warn Gedaliah that, listen, Ishmael's trying to conspire and kill you secretly. But Gedaliah said, wait a minute. Why would he kill me when I took care of him? I housed him. There's no animosity that he should have against me. So he thought he was lying. He didn't take heed to the warning that Johanan was trying to give to him.
Bruh.
Now, let's go to Baalis. Let's get a little bit background history of who Baalis is. Keep in mind who Baalis is.
Baalis, Ammonite.
Baalis was an Ammonite. He's one of the first Ammonite king mentioned. Now, he's not the only Ammonite king, but he's the only Ammonite king that's mentioned by name. Go on.
Is the name given in the book of Jeremiah for the king of Ammon.
Read.
He instigated the murder of Gedaliah, the Babylonian appointed Jewish governor of Jerusalem.
So Gedaliah was appointed as a governor over Jerusalem. So now, Baalis, can you move me off this? Okay, yes. Now let's see. Now, keep in mind the dates. Baalis.
590s to 582.
Now, all this is approximates. None of this is 100% factual dates. All the dates we always say this is approximately around this time period. They can't exactly pinpoint the time period. So approximately he reigned between 590 to 582 BC. Go on.
Possibly Amminadab II.
The predecessor. So say born. So born when?
Late 7th BCE.
So late 7th BCE is around the late 600 BCs. So when it says 7th century BCEs, the late 600 BCs. Now, Baalis. Can you get me the encyclopedia of Baalis? Baalis comes from the word Baal. Baalis or Baalis. Baal. Let's go down. So Baal or Baalis, also or Baal. Go down where it says, wait, go up a little bit, go up. But it talks about the different, okay. Start really in the Bible. Then we're going to jump.
In the Bible, Baal, also rendered Baal, was an important Canaanite god, often portrayed as the primary enemy of the Hebrew god Yahweh. The Semitic word Baal, meaning Lord.
So Baal, the Semitic word means Lord. Read on.
Was also used to refer to various deities of the Levant.
Now, let's jump down. Jump all the way down. Okay, wait, no. Too far. Come on now. Wait, stop. And Canaanite Lord.
And Canaanite Lord. He was the ruler of heaven as well as a god of the sun. He was the ruler of heaven as well as a god of the sun.
So Baal, or Baalis, was the ruler of heaven as well as the god of the sun. Go on.
Rain, thunder, fertility, and agriculture.
Now, get me the article. It says Armstrong's Institute of Biblical Archaeology. So Baalis comes from the word Baal, Lord or master. Another word is he was an ancient deity that was attributed to what? The God of the sun. I just want to focus. Now, he was attributed to different, I say, forms, like the God of thunder, the God of heaven, but we're focusing on the God of the sun for a specific reason. You got that? Let's go down. So let's read that.
King Baalis, first evidence of a biblical Ammonite ruler.
First evidence of a biblical Ammonite ruler. And you ask yourself a question. Why did the Lord re-evidence the first evidence of a biblical Ammonite ruler? The Lord does these things for a reason. He could have mentioned all the different Ammonites, but he said, no, I'm going to mention this one particularly for a reason. Go on.
And the man who had Judah's first governor assassinated.
Judah's first governor, which is Gedaliah, assassinated by Ishmael. Now let's go down. Okay. Come on.
Comparatively, little is known from archaeology about the Ammonites, the descendants of Ammon.
Little is known about the archaeology. There's a reason why. We're going to go into the prophecy why there's no remembrance of the archaeology concerning Ammon. And that's why it's difficult for the scholars to pinpoint biblical excerpts and say this nation is this person based upon these passages and scriptures and the historical records that we have or the records that they hold. But it's not so. Go on.
The descendants of Ammon, not the prehistoric marine mollusk.
And now, let's go down. Baalis is a king.
Baalis is a king of Ammon mentioned in only one Bible verse.
One Bible verse, but it speaks volumes. One verse speaks volumes. And it's gave them all up. Go on.
But a verse packed with intrigue.
Now let's go down. Let's see, where do we want to go off Sabbath? Keep going down. Do we want to read that or keep going? You want to keep going down? Oh, no, actually go up. Go. Just read that part real quick. Just give some. All right?
The biblical setting is just after Jerusalem has fallen to the Babylonians.
So the biblical setting is after Jerusalem fell by the Babylonians, by Nebuchadnezzar. That's when Nebuchadnezzar came into the city and destroyed our temple. Go on.
Around 586 BCE.
Approximately around 586 BC. Remember, it says around. So these are all approximate dates. I want you to keep that in mind. Go on.
Following the destruction, capture of King Zedekiah, and deportation of much of the Jewish population, Babylon's king Nebuchadnezzar set up Gedaliah ben Ahikam as governor of the remaining people in the land. Jeremiah 40, verse 7.
Now, let's stick to Baalis. Let's go down more. Go down. Wait, take it up. Go down. Keep going. Come on. Keep going. Wait. Tell me to stop. Keep going. Right there. All right, right there. Let's start with the Bulla.
The Bulla was inscribed with Ammonite script. Similar.
Go up a little bit. Let's go up a little bit at the top. Let's go up. No. Come on. Stop. In 1984.
In 1984, during excavations at the Jordanian site Tel El Umeri by Andrews University, deep in the heart of ancient Ammonite territory, near the Jordanian capital Ammon, which itself derives its name from Ammon. Excavators uncovered a bulla or clay seal stamp. The bulla was inscribed with Ammonite script, similar to, but yet readily discernible from, the ancient Israelite script, reading belonging to Milcom or servant of Baalisa.
Belonging to Milcom or servant of Baalisa. So another word for Baalis, that is more, right? Yeah. Keep reading.
With a script fitting to the period in question, this constituted the first emerging evidence for this biblical monarch of Ammon, albeit with a typically slightly different Ammonite spelling of the name Baalisa. Milcom itself is another name famously associated with the Ammonites in the Bible.
So Milcom, not only was his name Baalis, but another word for his name was Milcom. So now you have Baalis, meaning the sun god. Milcom, they're all the same gods, to be honest. But Milcom comes from Molech. I'll say it again. Milcom comes from Molech. Give me that in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 5. You got it? It says, have I Molech, the fire of Molech.
1 Kings chapter 11, verse 5. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians. And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
After what?
After Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
So Milcom was associated with the abomination of the Ammonites. So the gods that the Ammonites served was Baal, or Baal, the sun god, and as well as Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Another word for Milcom goes back to Molech. Molech also goes back to what god? Go on.
Check. The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
So pass through the seed to the fire of Molech. So you have Baal going into the sun god and Molech going into fire. So you had two associations with deities. You had sun and fire.
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord